Hello? There we go. Welcome, everyone, to round 5, season 15 of Performance Racing League, PRL. I am your host tonight, Hoop BK. It's been a second, especially with Tier 1. I think this is my first Tier 1 stream this season, so good to see, or midweek Tier 1. Good to see a mostly full grid. Should have a couple other guys join us. A little bit of a championship battle, which we might be able to get a look at if Furzy is able to join us later. But we're at Baku, Azerbaijan. If you like 90-degree corners, you'll love this track. Let's see. Actually feel out of practice just trying to navigate through everything. Here we go. Had a busy couple of weeks, so sorry I haven't been able to give the good people as many streams as I'd like. I had a kidney stone for a little bit, had that removed last week, and then got married last weekend, so it has been quite eventful. So Timgra, first driver to start a flying lap here around the streets of Baku. Long front straightaway, as we're all quite aware of. Big, heavy braking zone into turn 1, 90-degree left. Can use a bit of curb there on exit and get ready for another 90-degree corner. Less room on exit there. Try to keep it out of the wall. It'll be bunched up a lot in the early going turn 2 during the race. Another DRS zone here. See a lot of overtaking opportunities into turn 3. Less so into turn 4. That finishes the first sector. Tight left-right here with the big curb. Easy to get into the wall there on exit, but stays out of the wall. Well, into the middle part of the lap, and the V-carb of Timgra heading towards the castle section. Not a lot of room for error at all. But he navigates it nicely. Go around through the, I believe it's like the old city section. Kind of around the castle walls here. High speed. Tricky braking zone here. Easy to get over the curb and into the wall on exit. Should be quite a few little tire marks on that wall once we get through with this race. And then a very critical exit there as it's pretty much flat all the way back towards turn 1. To the floor. Ghost retires his race again and boycotting PRL. Someone's sabotaging. Oh, we'll see what happens. So then we get 147. Timgra's first lap. Airborne Tiger into the 140.1. It's been a very tight grid from what I've seen here in midweek Tier 1. Wow, with just 1,000th of a second between Timgra and Kobe in their first lap. I guess it was round 1 of this season. Ramsey was running the stream here for Tier 1 at Las Vegas, and I was running the Tier 2 stream, and it was very, very close in qualifying from what I saw. So both tiers actually very tight. A lot of great racing, a lot of great battles so far in the first, third of the season. More drivers putting times on the board, including our championship leader T. Stiggy in the Williams. He goes to third, provisionally. We also have I guess that's E Diggity in the Discord, old syrup style. Avs fan near the top of the championship standings is P8 of 9 as of now. What about Ghost Viper? Good for P3 into the 141s. Getting out of the way there. One of the Alpines getting out of the way for Pax. That Ferrari. I feel like every time I see Pax, he's in the Ferrari. He'll get into the 140.3s. That's good for P5. So, yeah, top 10, all within about 7/10 of each other. Still a lot of time left in the session, of course. We'll go to Ace, who's really the only one on a hot lap. This wide open section. And then, yeah, that curb on the inside, super easy to get it wrong. Go over the curb, into the wall, end your race. So easy to get the line wrong here, but like I mentioned earlier, very important to get that exit, as it is flat out through the rest of the lap. That flap will come open on the Haas. There it goes. A little bit more top speed towards the line, and Ace breaks into the 140s as well, a 140.6. Go to Kitten Petter in the Sauber. It says he's purple through Sector 1. That may mean absolutely nothing. Kitten Petter missed last week's 100% race in Britain, but is P8 in our standings. It's T. Stiggy at the top, and Avs Fan second, 27 points behind. A little bit closer to Andy Wu, Airborne Tiger, Gibby, Balzerga. But also Furzy is a reserve, but has 10 more points than T. Stiggy, so see how that unfolds over the rest of the season. Are we going to ignore the fact that I'm P2? JDJ is P2, in fact, on the board. 10 spots higher than his teammate today. You feel a little better now? Everyone needs their ego stroked just a little bit. So, yeah, the Saubers, 2nd and 12th of 13 thus far. Just 200ths away from provisional pole is JDJT. Let's see, Chalice still early in his lap. How about Brian B., who I don't think I've seen race before, but has been with us for this season. He'll get into the 140s. 140.5. And hop over to Gortsas in the other V car. Back to his roots, apparently. Ooh, close there on entrance to the castle section. Gord is a P7 in the standings. Still pretty early in the season, so plenty could change. And Gord Sauce, a very, very fast lap, breaks into the 139s. And a Heavy Chalice follows him into the 139s. But a 139.401 for Gourd Sauce was 7/10 faster than Provisional Pole previously. Heavy Chalice, 139.9. And everyone back into the 140s. So perhaps just a super light car. Maybe it's trimmed out, but Gourd showing a ton of pace here in the first half of this qualifying session. Airborne Tigers found 4/10 from what I saw. Can he find anything else here in the third sector of the lap? Foot to the floor, to the line in the 139s, but it's a 139.8. Good for P2. See, I think I missed the split there for JD. And Timgra up half a second, or improved half a second. Oh yeah, it's early in that lap still. He is stuck behind the Alpine there, so Timgra P6, Valzerga. Some small improvements so far in the lap. The P7. But does it look like, well, he could get up to P4 here. Lost some time there in Sector 2, so it's going to be close. Andy Wu, I think, starting a lap. T. Stiggy has invalidated. JD finds a little bit of time. Still P4. Avsfan found a bit of time into the 140.3s. And Kobe, who I believe has a pole this season already, currently sitting at P15 early in the session. Oh, yeah, right over the curb there. Was able to keep it out of the wall for avoid any major damage. A lot of curb there on the inside and the next corner as well. See if this one's going to be a competitive lap. I think it is. No, he pulls into the pit lane. So, Kobe still P15 of a 16-car grid. That's not going to be an improvement either for the other Mercedes. Avsfan not improving. Pax has found quite a bit of time as he heads towards the line. Up to P2, found 7/10, 139.6. Puts him on the front row provisionally as we're inside the final 5 minutes of the session. How about Valzerga in the McLaren? He's come on strong recently, clips the wall on exit. Did not quite get the line right. Does not invalidate the lap and no severe damage, it appears, but it's going to be it for his lap, so no improvements there. Now we're going to get to the lull, but Kitten Petter, who's currently P16, has found 4/10 in the first sector already, so we'll keep an eye on the Sauber. How about we go on board for a little bit? Fighting the car through Sector 2, into the castle section, so I'll turn in. Using every inch of the track there on turn-in. And too close, you shear that front left tire off and suffer terminal damage. Easy to lock into that corner, keeps it out of the wall, but loses a bit of momentum. Alright, so he has found 6/10 through Sector 2. So put him in the top 10. All the way to the line, the Sauber moves to P10. So now down into the final 3 minutes. Everyone headed back out here for the final run, and we actually may have another driver joining us. Very exciting. FBI agent. I believe that was last week's winner, the 100% race at Silverstone. Will join us if he can get in time. So now Sector 1 going to be very crowded, very busy. Everyone trying to find their own piece of tarmac. The Alpines side by side, pretty much. Sure, that's going to work out very well. Heavy Chalice is actually on a hot lap already. He's found a 10th and a half through, I think that was one sector. He's looking to break onto the front row, at least provisionally. Finds 3 more tenths. These Ferraris competing here at the sharp end of the field. Can Heavy Chalice send the Tifosi to their feet? Those that have made the journey out here to Baku City. 139.4. Stop looking at me. And, a big lockup. Is he going to keep it out of the wall at least? So Heavy Chalice knocks his teammate off the front row and replaces him, getting into the 139.4s. No more screen time for Kitten Petter, apparently. Let's see. How about Absfan, who's P2 in the standings? Let's see how he's doing through Sector 1 before he bounced around a little bit. Wow. 4.5 tenths. We'll come back to him. T-Stiggy, 5 tenths up. Our championship leader, but currently P12. Found half a second. That could bump him into the top 5. Let's see. All the way down the straight. 139.9 is good for P5. Some improvements throughout the field here. Absfan 4.5 as the checkered flag comes out and ends the session. I'm trying to think. Maybe that's a Williams. Yep, Kobe plays. Currently P16, but he's going to find a lot of time here. Where will he jump to? P4 into the 139s. Absfan. 140 flat. Jumps to P7. He'll be just behind T-Stiggy, his championship rival. Chalice officially taking the checkered. So Airborne Tiger finding some time. He is currently P5. Pax not finding time here through a sector. Gord finding a little bit of time. Valzerga finding 2 tenths, but I don't think he will factor into pole. Let's see. Airborne Tiger. Oh, Ghost Viper moves to P5. Airborne Tiger to the top of the board, a 139.3. Can Gortsas respond? He has found some time. 10th and a half. That would be enough if he can hold on to it. All the way to the line. The V-carb of Gortsas to the top of the board. Gets him by 17 thousandths of a second. What about Pax? He needs quite the third sector to get there. Finds a smidge of time. It'll get it for P5. Yeah, great seeds here at the end of qualifying. Came down to Gortsas and Airborne Tiger, who found a ton of time in his final run. But Gortsas finding just enough in his final hot lap to take pole position. Let's see if I can... Do I have FBI agent here? Whoops. Yeah, so a great qualifying here. Gourd Sauce pips Airborne Tiger to pole. Heavy Chalice and JDJT are your next row. Lord Pax and Ghost Viper. Kobe Plays, Balzerga, championship leaders of T, Stiggy, and Avsfan round out the top 10. And we'll get Timgra, Andy Wu, Kitten Petter, Brian B, Old Syrup Style, and Ace Edge rounding out a 16-car field. And if FBI can get in time, he will start at the back of the field. Gortsaw's back on pole for... I don't remember when his last pole was, but I feel like maybe round one? Round one at Las Vegas, he might have been on pole. That's what I get for pretty much missing all of these races. Kind of out of the loop on what's going on plot-wise, but... See if I can tune into... Tier 2 for a second. Oh, no, I can't see anything yet. Tier 2 is quite the championship battle as well. Just a point separating the leaders of Eddie Fuentes, a.k.a. Alex F1. Cat's trying to tear up the door frame in the middle of the stream. A point between Echo Alex and Eddie Fuentes, a.k.a. Alex F1. So a great championship battle brewing in Tier 2. I just missed the qualifying results for them, so... Baku, two-stopper, my understanding. Actually seen a lot of guys talk about taking the harder allocation so they can go hard, medium, hard, or medium, hard, hard. Cat, come here. Come here. Quit tearing up my door frame. Come here. There you go. One of the cats loves when I do comms because she'll walk right over here next to my chair and flop over. Request the pets. Yes, I see you. While we have a moment, I'll plug the YouTube channel for PRL, Performance Racing League. If you miss any of the streams, we have them on the YouTube channel pretty much the next day. Admins do a great job with that, so check that out. I believe there's a link in our Twitch channel page. Also should be a link to our Discord if you haven't joined us for any F125 action. If you want to race, click the link. We'd love to have you. Rapidly expanded to 2 tiers on Wednesdays, and we have a Sunday tier as well. Race on, what's it? 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Sundays? Say Standard Time. Whatever time we're in right now. Yeah, Standard Time. All right. 16-car grid. Let's see what we're working with here. Everyone on the mediums except for Brian B in the Aston Martin and P14, who will start on the hards. That tells me it's going to be a... Alright, we'll consider this a one-stop until otherwise. Try to go medium hard, but my understanding is the mediums are kind of coming apart. However, there's a lot of cloud cover, so I think temperature could help preserve these tires a little bit, or at least not wear them out as quickly. So we'll see how the temps factor into this. Everyone on the mediums except for the Aston Martin of Brian B. As soon as I stop petting that cat, she wanders over to tear up my door frame. Interested to see how the setups will factor into this one as we see some possible race strategies. I doubt there will be a three-stopper, but I could see a medium, hard, hard, medium, hard, medium, hard, medium, hard. You know, I doubt we'll see the softs unless the safety car factors in here and we get a short run to the finish. But as Mr. Sauce pulls up to the grid to that first spot on the right side, he'll have the outside line into turn one. That pink and blue Alpine will pull up next to him on the inside. Couple of... There we go. Don't think we're going to get a great angle here, but alas. As the lights come on here at Baku City, the PRO Azerbaijan Grand Prix is now underway. Very long lights here. Good getaway from Gord. He's going to be able to cover it off. There's going to be a bunching up into turn one. The Alpine gets spun. Sauber gets it to the back of him. That was JDJ getting to the back of Airborne Tiger, I believe, and into and then out of turn one. Chalice holding onto the position against JDJ. Everyone moving up as the Alpine forced to the rear of the field. T-Stiggy up a pair of spots. Ghost Viper falling down the order just a touch. That's T-Stiggy on the back of his teammate Kobe as they head towards the castle section. Having to play nice here. Very difficult, actually impossible to get any overtakes done. Airborne Tiger to the rear of the field. I think I see some wing damage. No, I actually might be okay. So just to the rear of the field, but not very far behind the rear of the field. He has plenty of work to do, however, to get back through, losing 14 spots here on the first lap. Gord Sauce taking the opportunity to stretch his legs, already 1.2 seconds and counting, to JDJT, who gets by Heavy Chalice for P2. Maybe a little bit of battery there to help him. And one lap down, 25 to go here. And we have DRS this time. Side by side into turn one. Airborne Tiger starting the tall task of getting back through the field. Gets by the Mercedes of old syrup style. The McLaren to the inside. That's Valzerga to the inside of Pax. A little bit of side-by-side contact. And makes the move. I think that was Kobe getting it to the wall. Really sliding the car on exit. That Williams, that lead Williams. Trying to hold on right now. Really losing the rear. And not getting a good line here. Valzerga already up 4. He's forced his way past Lord Pax. And we've got a yellow. Kiddenpetter around. He will drop to the rear of the field in a local yellow. JDJT already getting to the rear of Gourd Sauce. That 1.4 second gap down to half a second, and he will have DRS this time. Should be a good 8-car DRS train. Good shot there. Yeah, DRS should be a slam dunk here. Tucks in behind the V-carb. Gets that flap open. Gets the outside. Gourd going defensive. And he takes the lead and puts down the fastest lap of the race. Ghost Viper and Timgra going at it. Felt like a move was made and then returned, and that's caused a bit of a gap to grow between 8th and 9th. A second pack developing here already. So early movers, we mentioned Balzerga up 4, JDJT up 3 now. Brian B up 3. And some of the guys that have lost out. Airborne Tiger, early incident. Super early incident. Has dropped 11, is making his way back through the field. Kiddenpetter spun around, he's dropped 3, and Ghost Viper has lost 3 positions as well. T. Stiggy falling away from his teammate there. He's currently P7. Back towards the front of the field as Gourd may have an opportunity to get by the Sauber into turn 1 with the DRS help. Big heavy braking zone. Wide open all the way down towards turn 1. Has DRS, but will not get close enough actually. I mentioned T. Stiggy. Falling away from Kobe, but catches all the way back up in Sector 3 and makes the pass there. Gets by his teammate. Actually, will Gourd get a chance here? Doesn't look like it. Side by side, the Aston Martins exchanging positions. Brian B making his way forward and sending Ghost Viper just a little bit further back. They've certainly trended in opposite directions so far in the early stages of this one. Ooh, thought I caught a glimpse there of Andy Wu pretty much dead sideways out of that corner. We're looking at Airborne Tiger here, back up to P12 after falling to 16th early on. Bit of a recovery drive. Wonder how strategy can help him out here in his recovery. Good helicopter shots here. He's top 8 all within DRS. I think so, at least. Now T. Stiggy might not actually have DRS. They're in P6. So Avs fan hits by Kobe, who's already in the pit lane. He started on the medium, says screw this. Oh, wow. Missed something there as Gourd Sauce has gone from 2nd to 4th. Balzerga now getting by Heavy Chalice here to turn 3. Chalice had gone defensive, and Balzerga goes around the outside. So, sorry I clicked away from that to missed what happened with Gourd. Wanted to see if Kobe had picked up damage or something, but Gord now down to 4th after starting on pole position. And Balzerga continuing his fight through the field, starting 8th, now P2. Yeah, my understanding is the mediums come apart pretty quickly and the hards last forever at this track. So throw them on, see what happens. See Gord sliding the rears here, trying to get out of the castle section. Also, Kobe puts himself in a lot of clean air to make the most out of these tires. So maybe just undercutting the hell out of the rest of the field. See, we'll go to Chalice. How about Balzerga, actually? Everyone with DRS here. All the way up against the limiter, but not quite close enough. Airborne Tiger into the pit lane. And Old Surf Style getting by Andy Wu. See if Balzerga can get close enough here in this DRS zone. Doesn't look like it. Say the middle part of this lap, not a lot of overtaking opportunities here, so if we're just filing in. See a lot of the cars sliding through whatever corner number that is. It's a difficult lap. A lot of it's wide open, but certainly a difficult lap. Look at Avsfan here in the Mercedes. Gets all the way to the back of T. Stiggy, all the way up to the limiter. We have a couple of guys entering the pits, actually, so JDJT, T. Stiggy, Portsauce getting by Chalice, actually. Those Ferraris put together. A lot of takers. You see on the left side of your screen, 6 cars in the pit lane here on lap 7. There we go. So Airborne Tiger had actually put mediums on. Tingra and Andy Wu putting mediums on. And a lot of others gone to the hards already. So Balzerga out in front of this one after the Sauber enters the pit lane to make his first stop. I'm assuming first of 2, but we'll see. We got a yellow. That's E Diggity. Old Syrup Style. Having an issue, and Kittenpetter's going to get stuck behind him, unfortunately. So these top 6 have yet to pit. You can see on the map how clear that is. See if any of the other leaders decide to enter the pit lane. Gord and Pax coming to the pit lane. The others will stay out. Brian is actually on the hards, and he is coming to the back of Heavy Chalice now. So he is clawed back towards the front. Chalice River starting in the top 4. Been a little bit of separation at the front now with some of the pit stops, but Brian really approaching that top 5. He makes the DRS overtake here and moves into 3rd on track. So good effort so far from the Aston Martin. T. Stiggy has undercut Gord and Pax. And Airborne Tiger has put himself right behind this group after undercutting as well. Ghost Viper trying to hold off Kobe. Look at that. Just all over the back. And Ghost Viper just doesn't seem very comfortable with his Aston Martin so far. Maybe the balance just isn't right. Trying to hold off this Williams just behind, and the track will help him with this. Oh! And that will help him with this as well as Kobe plays, smashes into the wall, picks up some damage, saw some carbon fiber come off. See if we get a good look here. Yep, missing end plate at least. Perhaps some other damage as well, and this is not a good section for it. Gives up the position to Timgra, and he's going to suffer through the rest of this lap. Valzerga, another lap on the mediums. Abs fan says that's it for me. 8 laps is enough for the Mercedes driver. He enters the pit lane with Heavy Chalice in the Ferrari. Let's see where they come out then. He'll be near the back end of the top 10. Maybe a little bit further, actually. Yep, Chalice falling even further. He'll come out P13. Avsfan P9. That leaves Balzerga and Brian B. As the final car is yet to pit. And that pit cycle has helped spread out the field a little bit here. JDJ. Oh no, I think I lost my sound. It's up to P3 and 5.5 seconds clear of T. Stiggy and P4, who has jumped Gord Sauce. Here, let me see if I can mess with my sound real quick. I don't have any of this. I'm going to have to try this again. Usually have it through my headphones, so you might pick up a little bit of game sound through my microphone, but hopefully it's not too bad. Looks like, yep, Balzerga will come in, giving up the lead here to make his pit stop. He is the final car to pit from mediums, at least. Got a yellow. I believe that's Ace having an issue back at the end of Sector 2. Yeah, has lost the car, gone deep. Perhaps an issue on exit. And that'll drop him to the rear of the field. After picking up damage, Kobe went into the pit lane, put on mediums to fix that wing. That has dropped him to the rear as well. See if I can find our lap times. Get some analysis here for you. Get an idea how much quicker these fresh tires are. So, oh. I believe that was a pit lane retiring. Got a local yellow, and Ace has called it quits. Anyways, Brian running a 146.5 last time around, rear wing damage. Yeah, that'll do it. But JDJ is in the 143.8s and 143.6s for T. Stiggy, so it's a 3-second delta per lap between Brian and those on the fresher tires. Fastest car on track last time around was actually Timgra, 143.5. And Brian will give up the hards here, and I think he's committing to a 2-stop now. 10 laps on the hards. Go back to the hards again. And we have a full course safety car, actually. Missed that. Was that due to the ace retirement? I feel like that was really, really late, if it was. Yeah, that was kind of weird. I admittedly couldn't tell if you were in the pit lane or not, based on the map, but yeah, that seemed really, really late, even if it put your car back on track. So perhaps an accident, based on where the safety car is setting up, an accident in turn 2. Haven't seen any damage or anything yet. Guess we'll see who decides to get rid of the tires already. But everyone's on hards for the most part, and yeah, they're saying 10% wear per lap on the mediums and like 3% for the hards. So I feel like if you're on the hards, you stick with it, and if you're on the mediums, you see you can put the hards back on. Ugh, bad day getting worse for Kobe. I feel like he'd gone through to serve a penalty or something, and speeding under the safety car. I'll have to go back through. So interested to see, what about Airborne Tiger? He's on the medium tire, 5-lap old as well, so he will come in. Put the hards on. Same for Timgra, who is on 4-lap old mediums. Andy Wu, yep, if you're on any amount of worn medium, then you're in the pit lane to put on the new hards. So the shuffling has put JDJT back out front, but has brought the field much closer to him. T. Stiggy, Gord Sauce, Lord Pax, and Balzerga, top 5. Ghost Viper was going in the wrong direction, but is up to P6 right now. Abs Fan P7. Brian B is P8. He was the only car that started on hards. Has he made 2 stops? No, so he still has to make another stop because he's gone hard to hard. And then Heavy Chalice was near the front. They got slowed up in the pit stop cycle. Kitten Petter's P10. Airborne Tiger was starting at the front. Got tapped in turn 1, set to the rear of the field, but he is a P11, tried to recover. Timgra and Andy Wu have also just pit for new hards. Old Serb Style is P14, only car on the mediums, and Kobe plays continuously fighting penalties, is put on fresh softs. Those are the 15 cars still in the race. Ace suffered rear wing damage and retired in the pit lane. And then like 15 seconds later, a safety car came out. So still not entirely sure what has brought out this full course safety car. But see if I can figure out some sort of update on Tier 2. Tier 2 also under safety car, also on lap 13. Fierce Lion leads it. Tours second, Rusty Oil Can third, Cac Supreme fourth, and Echo Alex fifth. That's the top 5. Looking at our championship leader, at least at full-time points. Championship leader. We still haven't had to really figure out what happens if a reserve driver has the most points. But at this rate, T. Stiggy will have the most points outright. His championship rival in full-time Asfan is P7. Still very early in the season. About a third of the way through the campaign. But have plenty of time for things to go right and to go wrong. Don't know if we'll get green this time, as Kobe still a long way back. Long lap equals very long safety car period on the back half of this race, but yeah, hopefully we go green this time. So I wonder if everyone will be able to get their tires up to temp here, with pretty much everyone on the hard tire. And hard tire, no wear, but also just wonder how easily they can get up to temp, how cold they will be. We are going green this time. The Sauber of JDJT 3593. Leading the field back towards the start-finish. Goes on his own time. Cruising along. It's a long start-finish straight, and he is waiting till the last moment. There we go, on it now. See, Balzuri is going to be all over Pax. We have some side-by-side action here as the camera is pretty crap. Balzuri to the outside. Can't make the move. Have some movement in the rear between Tigra and Andy Wu. Whew, Big slide there from Kittenpetter. Goes all the way to the inside. He's going to lose the position. And we've got a car around. That's old syrup style. The Mercedes into the inside wall. Have a local yellow. We go back green. Ooh, not Mercedes, but the Aston Martin Ghost Viper will find the wall there. It's actually side by side with a teammate. They're trying to get by Avs fan. See, I don't really see any damage to the front wing at least. Now, Balzerga, it also got by Pax. We saw the beginning of that move. I think that was a switch there. Kind of looking at heavy chalice here, all over the rear of the Aston Martin of Brian B. within 0.2 of a second. But has Airborne Tiger all over his rear as well. Airborne Tiger actually to the inside. Completes the move. There we go, Ghost Viper Brian B. to the inside of his teammate to make the move into turn one. Ooh. And contact there. Airborne Tiger pushes his way by Ghost Viper, and Ghost Viper's going to lose a ton of spots. Down to P11. Uh-oh. Is that Gourd Sauce? Gourd Sauce went deep. And our pole sitter down to P13 now. Deep into turn 3. And is sent to the rear of the field. What happened there? That moves everyone up a spot. Balzerga now in a podium position. And the top 3 all right here with each other. Pax will be a little bit further back. Just over a second. I think we're on for some moves here. So we're heading towards 10 laps to go. DRS will be available to pretty much every car in the field at this point. T-Stiggy in the Williams trying to take the lead for the first time today. He tucks back in behind the Sauber. We'll have another chance here. JDJ kind of going defensive here into turn 2. And not a great line there for T-Stiggy. He's going to lose time on exit. Let's see if the DRS zone will be enough for him to get side by side with the Sauber. And it's just not into turn 3. So Balzerga just behind as well. And Kobe plays, calls it a day. It's been a very rough race for him. He retires in the pit lane. So just an unfortunate round for the very fast Williams driver. Airborne Tigers made his way back up to P7. So that was a lap 1, turn 1 for Airborne Tiger, but now Gord much later in the race, something similar happens to him, and he has a lot less time to make up for his incident. So our pole sitter down in P12. He's got by Kittenpetter already at least. His top 3, and really it's the top 7 within DRS. Let's see, we go to Stiggy this time, a quarter of a second away. He's going to the pit lane. 10 laps on the hards, 11 laps on the hards. And he's going to probably throw the mediums on for 8 laps. Interesting. At this point, just trying to undercut the leader, JDJT. Is it right with mediums? No, it's actually going to be the hards. So really pushing on the hards here. And considering the deg that everyone was mentioning the mediums had, it's not a bad idea. Try to avoid... Yeah, 2-stop. Really seemed like a 2-stop after everyone was off the mediums on lap 8. So... And really, the only driver that has to use the mediums at this point is Brian B. He started on hards and put on another set of hards, so... Through this castle section, our leaders go. Balzerga pretty much pushing the Sauber of JDJT through the castle section. Balzerga was super aggressive in the early going and made up a ton of spots that way. Has fresher tires than the leader. See if he could take advantage of said tires and the DRS that he'll have this time by. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if someone at least tries to push to the end. As Balzerga gets to the inside, and the McLaren driver will take the lead once more. Little deep into one. Straightens it out, though. Airborne Tiger gets by Brian. Timgra gets by Heavy Chalice as well. So that puts Airborne Tiger back in the top 5. Ghost Viper will pit for mediums to get to the end. Side by side here, turn 3 and turn 4. A little bit of room is afforded. They at least stay out of the wall. Pax is going to be all over this as well. He's been brought into the mix as the Sauber and McLaren continue to scuffle with each other. Avs fans side by side to the inside. It's a bit of an overzealous move. But he will make the move. Not a great corner for it, but plenty of runoff on the inside, so I guess there was room. A bit of contact, though. It wasn't the tidiest thing. Airborne Tiger's going to take advantage of this. Pack's all out of shape now. High-speed corner through Old Town. And Pax has gone from 3rd to 5th. Got a yellow. Has disappeared at least. So Balzerga already stretching his legs, though. Already a second clear. And it's possible that there won't be any DRS here for the Sauber. How quickly it changes. Going from the lead to P2 with no DRS. Having to defend from this horde of cars behind. T-Stiggy throws down the fastest lap of the race. He's on those new hards, but he's got a lot of overtakes he has to make. I think he's gambling on everyone else making a second stop. Just don't know if it'll happen. Ramsey calling it out in the chat that it's like someone will try to go to the end on these hards. I imagine it'll be one of the guys that really that pit during the safety car to put the hards on, like Airborne Tiger or well, it can't be Brian or Timgra or Andy Wu. So maybe a little bit harder for someone like JDJT or Kitten Petter. Stiggy gets the inside of Kitten Petter. Makes another move, but Still got a ways to go here. I'm trying to get my lap time app to update, but it's not, so... Balzergas finds another second here. And 3 wide, pretty much, into turn 1. Avsfan trying to... and Airborne Tiger trying to barge their way through. But JDJT holds on to second. They are side by side. Airborne Tiger really trying to get back here onto the podium. He is up into P3. It was a recipe for disaster, and looks like no one really got too out of shape. The Airborne Tiger found a little bit of curb there. Did not unsettle the car too much. He is all over the rear of the Sauber, and yet another second that Balzerga has pulled on the rest of the field, and really just through a sector and a half. So we're starting to hold him up. Really going to have to make a move here, the Alpine. Should be a slam dunk within a quarter of a second. It's just a question of how many moves, how many positions will the Sauber lose. Must be dumping battery all the way to the rear, to the inside. And contact, and the Tiger's going to lose a spot instead of gaining a spot. Was kind of there, but wasn't really fully alongside, and just kind of an awkward collision at the apex. Drops him to 4th, and JDJ holding on to P2 with everything he's got right now. We've got a car round. Is it Pax? In turn 3. The Ferrari, such a good qualifying session, but now they sit 9th and 10th. Just unraveling here for those in scarlet. Now 5 seconds as Balzerga is starting to walk away with this one. T. Stiggy and Pitt. He is P7. He's all over the back of Andy Wu. Trying to get P6. Gord had spun, gone in the rear of the field. He's back up to P8. Gotten past that Ferrari pair. Well, Ferrari pair has fallen past him. Brian came in because he had to put the mediums on. That brings him out P12. So running near the front, but the strategy's not really working for him. Going hard, medium. Kittenpetter will split the Ferraris now. And once again, I guess into turn 1, it's Avsfan this time in JDJT. Airborne Tiger will get by. But Avsfan kind of dispatched to the inside. By the time I got there, it was a little too late. Got the Sauber putting up quite the defense. Just 4 laps to go now. And Airborne Tiger gets to the inside, pretty much an up and under. He's going to send it. Braking late, gets to the curb, a little bit of contact. Someone's going to have to give up here, and it's going to be Airborne Tiger and into the wall. It's going to be pretty much a track blocker and some ghosting through the castle section. This is a mess. And Airborne Tiger is really going to lose out. Man. So they were side by side, which screwed up the line for both of them. And JDJ gets into the wall at the castle section, which puts Tiger in the wall, which at that point starts ghosting and just causes a mess as everyone tries to unghost. But it's getting a little iffy here at the end. Can Avsfan finally make the overtake on JDJ? Yeah, I was going to say, Ramsey, I think maybe... Oh, Timgra gets to the inside of Avsfan. Big move there into turn 2, and Timgra in the V-car moves into P3. T-Stiggy to the inside as well. 3 wide momentarily as Avsfan loses out. T-Stiggy up to P3, our championship leader. Timgra was P3 for a moment, but the Williams on the freshest tires making his way back through. Can the Williams finally be the one to move JD from P2, but he gets in the back of him. Moves to the inside. Will this move work this time? One of his counterparts had tried this before. They're still side by side into the castle section, and the Williams at T-Stiggy does get by. JD had put up quite the defense with varying levels of legality for quite a few laps, but the Williams of T-Stiggy finally gets by him with 3 laps to go. Timger is going to try to be next. He's got him squared up about 3/10. Has a much better exit. Timber to the outside. Gives a wide line, a bit of contact on exit, just not really enough room being afforded there. Andy Wu and Heavy Chalice side by side. And I think Heavy Chalice may have been ushered a little bit wide, not on great tires, and Brian B will make his way by, up into P7. So Brian trying to make a recovery on those new tires as well. And this battle for the final podium spot is getting a little nasty. Timger in the V-carb. His teammate starting on pole, but he is the one looking at a podium. And it's in the form of that green car just in front of him. But 3 cars behind him also looking for the same spot. Just a lap and a half to go. Through the high-speed section of the Old Town. Whew. I think that was Brian B all over that inside curb. He's going to lose out on a little bit of time. Can Timger make the move here into turn 1? It might be his final opportunity. Won't be the final DRS zone at least, but JD has been able to hold off a lot of cars here over these last dozen laps or so. Timger goes to the outside. He's going to hold it around the outside, a bit of a bump. Dives to the inside into turn 2, a little bit of contact. Yep, JD's going to lose out. Brian's going to take P4. Avsfan trying to get to the inside to take P5 with a Sauber. And he will. Closes the door on him. And JD tumbling down the order now to P6. Can only defend for so long. Brian trying to square up Timgra, trying to get back on that podium with the hard medium. I had previously mentioned that the strategy didn't really seem to work for him, and yet over these last few laps on the medium tire, he's been able to find those positions. And with the rest of the field kind of being held up, has an opportunity here. Trying to get on that final step. But Avsfan trying to take P4 away from him. Some good battles here as we're heading towards the final sector of this race. First, I have to call out Balzerga. Well-run race from him, I believe, starting P8 on the grid, went aggressive early, and will take home the victory. T. Stiggy, championship leader, a good showing, gets up to second. Will Brian get Timgra for third? He's got everything, giving it everything. A late Timgra goes defensive and holds him off. Timgra gets P3, Brian fourth. And we'll go through the rest of the order in a moment's time. Yeah, I think I'd say something similar. We'll see how the stewards factor into this result, but provisionally, we have our results here for round 5 of PRL's midweek Tier 1. Congrats to Balzerga for a strong victory. Airborne Tiger fastest lap. Brian B, driver of the day. I think I'd agree. Airborne Tiger most overtakes, and T Stiggy cleanest. Let's see. Balzerga, T Stiggy, Timgra, Brian B, Avsfan top 5. JDJ is 6th. Andy Wu 7th. Heavy Chalice is 8th. Ghost Viper 9th. Gord on pole but finishes 10th. There's Kitten Petter, Pax, Old Syrup Style, Airborne Tiger, and then Kobe and Ace DNF. So let's go to race director here, just so that we have it. Not a very long race director, actually. I guess it's kind of difficult to exceed track limits when the walls are right there. We'll see how this is affected by the stewards, but congrats to Balzerga on a good win. And really, this order got shuffled quite a bit during this race, so exciting. Maybe not the cleanest, but hope you enjoyed this one. Probably won't be doing this again next week. Kind of lucked out with this week having my Wednesday available, but we'll see you soon enough here on the channel, and have a good one.